As you all know, Nintendo recently gave us more information about the sequel to Breath of the Wild. We were given a teaser trailer back at E3 in 2019, but we didn't know much about the game other than, well, it was in the process of being made. All the fans waited 2 years to hear more about the game, until E3 of 2021. We were finally given another trailer and an estimated release time. So today, I'm going to be breaking down the new trailer and telling you my thoughts on it. When the newer trailer starts, we just get a small recap of everything the older trailer gave us. We see Link's arm get overtaken by some sort of malice-looking substance. It seems to look similar to the kind of malice swarming around Hyrule Castle, but it appears constantly in both of the trailers. We also see Zelda fall into an abyss and get separated from Link, which we saw in the first trailer as well. I'm assuming this is how Link's journey starts, as he has to then try to save Zelda, just like all the other games. We also see Ganondorf's corpse that seems to be coming back from the dead. After the recap, we then get some new footage of some epic gameplay. It starts off with Link falling from the sky with new armor and some kind of robotic arm-looking thing that looks really cool. The whole idea of sky travel kind of gives me Skyward Sword vibes. Skyward Sword is definitely my favorite Zelda game, so I'm totally okay with Nintendo giving Breath of the Wild 2 a bit of design and gameplay from it. Also, in this clip from the trailer, we see that Link now has his hair down and it's out of his ponytail, which I personally love. We also see Link using his paraglider in the air in the next clip, but his paraglider has a different look. We can also see some more sky islands that could possibly have some new ancient technology on them, as we see from this part. If we take a closer look here, we can see some new technology, but it kind of has a different design compared to Guardians and other things we've seen in the previous game. We then see Link on one of the sky islands with a temple-type structure around him. I'm not sure if Nintendo will bring back temples, but it would make the gameplay a lot more interesting if they were brought back. The next part of the trailer shows several different things to look at, and it's a lot to take in. We first see a new enemy base on top of a stone talus. On the base, you can see that there's also new types of bokoblins. They only have one horn and honestly make me think of unicorns. We also see that Hyrule looks very similar to the first game, same with Link. Link has his hair back up and is dressed in the champion's tunic once again. But I'm thinking that this might be like Skyward Sword, where you start off with a simple outfit and simple gameplay, have a few challenges to complete before the real gameplay starts, and as you progress, you'll get more professional clothes such as Link's classic green tunic. I was thinking that maybe in Breath of the Wild 2, you'll start off on some of those sky islands as kind of a tutorial, similar to the Great Plateau in Breath of the Wild. Then, once you get the basics, you'll go to the surface and start everything from there. Also, maybe it'll be like Breath of the Wild, where Link lost his memory and has to start from scratch? I don't know, these are just ideas, but after all, he did fall from the sky, so if he got a concussion, it would make sense. Also, through the whole trailer, you will notice that Link doesn't have the Master Sword. I'm thinking that maybe it'll be like Skyward Sword, where you get the sword more towards the end of the game rather than throughout the gameplay. Now, if you look closely at the background, you will see that Death Mountain isn't erupting anymore. This may be because it's going to be a new temple or something kind of like the original Zelda games. We then see Link's hand, and it looks weird to say the least. It's green now, similar to the hand that was sealing Ganondorf in the first trailer. If you guys have noticed, in Breath of the Wild, the ancient technology has a kind of blue aura coming from it. This could have been resembling the wisdom part of the Triforce, since the wisdom part of the Triforce is blue. And for power, it could have been the malice coming from Calamity Ganon. Now we have the green aura from Link's hand. Could it be courage? I'm not sure if this is true, but it would make sense. In the next clip, we see Link using stasis, but in reverse. In Breath of the Wild, Link could use stasis to freeze time, but in Breath of the Wild 2, it looks like he can reverse it. He's also not holding the Sheikah Slate and seems to be reversing time with his hand. Maybe his hand could be used in place of the Sheikah Slate since it has some new power in it. Also, in the parts of the trailer where his arm looks mechanic, could possibly be that he literally lost his arm or something, but I'm not sure. We then see Link in a dungeon or temple looking thing again, fighting something that reminds me of a parasitic tentacle from Ocarina of Time that you can find in places like Jabu Jabu's belly. We also see Link holding some kind of a flamethrower shield. I mean, like, is that cool or what? Also, apparently Link can go through walls now. I'm not sure how that works because if he could go through all walls, it would make the game super easy to beat, so there's gotta be some kind of method to it. Also, again, Link is standing by a temple-type building, so I have a strong feeling temples will be brought back. Another thing that'll probably be brought back to Breath of the Wild 2 is how after Link goes to the surface, he'll be able to go back to the sky, which I mean, why wouldn't he be able to? Kinda like Skyward Sword again. But last but not least, we see Hyrule Castle go up into the air and is a sky island of its own. I have a theory that where Hyrule Castle is where the sealed grounds were, and the seal to Demise is underneath it. So when Hyrule Castle is rising up, it means that the seal for Demise has been broken. I mean, when we saw the castle rise, you could see malice or some kind of a dark magic coming out from underneath it. But again, these are just theories. At the end of the trailer, we did get an estimated release date for 2022, and I honestly don't really care if it's December 2022, I just hope that Nintendo polishes this game off, and I hope it meets our expectations. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and be sure to follow my Instagram at PollyWogNintendo, and I'll see you next time.